Hey there, my lovely army. It is your girl, BTS Saran, back to share some love. Can you believe it has already been 5 months since all our boys finished their service and came home? It feels like time is just flying by. You know, our 7 princes spent July and August over in LA, pouring their hearts into the new album, which we are expecting next spring. But right now, they are all safely back in Korea, working hard on home soil. Rumor has it the recording is totally done. Now they are sweating it out in the dance studio, and pretty soon they will be filming the music video and shooting those gorgeous concept photos that always make our hearts skip a beat. And if we listen to our trusty leader Namjoon, it sounds like the album will officially drop in March of next year. That is only about 4 months away. I am dying to know what kind of concept they have cooked up for us this time. The suspense is killing me, but in a good way. And naturally, next year means a world tour is definitely on the cards. I am honestly so excited I can barely sleep. I know you feel the same way. Now, let's talk about our worldwide handsome Jin. He just wrapped up his incredible Run Seokjin EP Tour Encore on October 31st and November 1st. It has been such a journey since he started in Goyang back in June, traveling to Japan, the US, and Europe. After 18 shows across 9 cities, this finale was just the perfect way to close this chapter. And oh my God, the surprises! Hobi and Jungkook popped up on day 1 and then Taehyung and Jimin on day 2. I bet the screams were deafening. But do not worry if you missed it, because the Run Seokjin EP Tour in Japan is coming home to us on Blu-ray and digital code in January 2026. It features the final show from the Kyocera Dome, Osaka, on July 13th, 2025. Just imagine reliving that moment when Jin appeared, kicking things off with Running Wild, then melting our hearts with Falling, and that beautiful duet Heart on the Window featuring Wendy. And get this, we get to see him playing the piano for I Will Come to You. From Abyss to a nostalgic BTS medley, and of course, Moon. He blessed us with 21 songs in total. Plus, it captures all those adorable moments where he played games with ARMY, proving once again how much he adores us. Watching him laugh and play with the fans, honestly, it is pure serotonin. The special features sound amazing too. We are getting a concert sketch that covers everything from rehearsals to the main event for the 2 Osaka shows, giving us a peek behind the curtain at how hard he worked for us. There is also a special segment called Challenge in Japan, where he tries to win luxury prizes for ARMY by taking on quizzes and games. He is always thinking about gifts for us, isn't he? The physical package is loaded with goodies like a lenticular photo card, an acrylic stand, a gorgeous photo book, and stickers. It is basically a treasure chest of Jin. Pre-orders for the Blu-ray and digital code start Tuesday, November 25th, 2025 at 6 p.m. and it officially releases on Wednesday, January 28th, 2026. And darling, do not forget that the Run Seokjin EP Tour, the movie, hits theaters starting January 2nd. Whether you go to the cinema or cozy up at home, let's start the new year wrapped in Jin's beautiful vocals. Moving on to our forever leader, Namjoon. We were all bursting with pride when he spoke at the APEC CEO Summit in Gyeongju last month. It was such a sophisticated moment. He compared K-pop to the traditional Korean dish, bibimbap. You know how you mix rice, meat, and veggies to make something amazing? He explained that K-pop is like that, mixing with Western music to create something entirely unique. Such a brilliant way to put it. I really thought, that is our president. I was so touched. And speaking of our intellectual king, he just posted a story on Instagram yesterday. It seems the Japanese magazine Weekly Shonen Jump featured a column called Weekly Chan about the Korean alternative scene, In a section saying, "Check out these artists," they listed our Namjoon right alongside his buddies Bombing, Tiger, and Say So Neon. The description was perfect. No explanation needed. World-class artist, BTS leader RM. Do you know his solo work? It mentioned his collaborations with legends like Anderson, Park, and Korean indie talents like Kim Hanju from Silica Gel. They praised him for bridging the mainstream and indie worlds in a way only RM can. He is just so cool, isn't he? That mix of indie vibes and experimental hip-hop? Everyone is saying it's just one word: magnificent. The taste level is simply off the charts. And oh my goodness, we have to talk about Sexy New Keem. Seeing our leader RM featured, that music video? It's not just cool, it's absolutely devastating in the best way. Wait, did I mention this was a collaboration with our very own Namjoon? Just thinking about it gives me chills. I wonder what was going through Namjoon's mind. I really hope he felt all the love from us. Anyway, moving on to something exciting. Hold on to your hearts, darlings, because Are You Sure? Season 2 is officially confirmed to start streaming on December 3rd. And if that wasn't enough, just 2 days later, on Friday, December 5th, our favorite duo, Jimin and Jungkook, are taking over as personalities on the Japanese radio show All Night Nippon Cross. Yes, I am talking about our precious Jimin and Jungkook. Let's dive deep into this news. First off, did you catch it? Yesterday morning, Mezamashi TV blessed us by releasing an exclusive interview video with the two of them. When the teaser dropped showing a female announcer, the timeline went wild with people wondering if the boys were secretly in Japan. But it turns out the lovely announcer actually flew all the way to the HYBE headquarters in Seoul. We figured that little mystery out right at the start of the clip. She announced she had arrived in Seoul and was about to interview BTS's Jimin and Jungkook. I was so jealous. Then the scene shifted to the inside of a car, and my heart just skipped a beat. Right off the bat, Jimin melted us with his Japanese, saying, "Good morning to everyone watching Mezamashi TV. I'm BTS's Jimin." And then our golden magne followed up with a sweet, "I'm Jungkook." Jimin spotted the show's mascot doll and said, "Ah, Mezamashi-kun, it's been so long." Jungkook was so touched, agreeing, "Yeah, it really has been ages." Once the interview started, the announcer asked how they felt traveling through places like Switzerland and Vietnam for the show. Jungkook, being his honest and adorable self, said he just wanted to eat lots of delicious food, visit beautiful places, and do fun things. Jimin chimed in, saying he was on the exact same wavelength. Soulmates, right? The announcer then pointed out that we'll be seeing Chef Jungkook in the kitchen quite a bit in Season 2. It sounds like there are plenty of scenes where he's whipping up something tasty for them. Jungkook explained that he's usually a perfectionist who needs to calculate everything, and that he needs exact amounts. But while traveling, he had to rely entirely on his intuition. He humbly admitted that the final dishes didn't turn out quite as perfect as he wanted, which is so like him. But, and this is the part that makes me swoon, he said because Jimin ate it so deliciously, he felt incredibly happy about it. We've seen him show off his cooking skills on Weverse Live recently, haven't we? So I think we're in for a real treat with all these domestic cooking moments in the show. Jimin even added in Japanese, "It was delicious. Thank you." He is just the sweetest angel. Then Jimin confessed that if he were to pick up a new hobby in the future, he'd love to become a good cook. Naturally, the announcer asked if there was a specific dish he wanted to learn to make. When Jimin said pasta, the announcer teased, "Well, you have Professor Jungkook right there." Jimin looked over at Jungkook with that dazzling smile we all love and promised in Japanese, "I'll do my best." Jungkook got a little serious, advising that cooking abilities only grow if you do it, so you have to practice frequently. That is exactly what you'd expect from our former culinary soldier Jungkook. I bet his skills leveled up even more in the military. But then Jimin laughed and clarified, I'm not starting right this second. Jungkook just nodded and said, right, of course, which was so funny. But honestly, ARMYs, we're all dying for a Jimin cooking live stream, aren't we? We need him to start immediately. After the interview, they played a dice game. The announcer taught them the cute, "What will come out?" chant. She sang the melody, "Ta-ra-ra-tan, ta-ra-ra-ran," and our musical geniuses replicated it instantly. I'm sure many of you thought, wow, their ears really are incredible, right? The dice landed on songs sung during the trip. Jungkook smiled, recalling, "We really sang a ton, didn't we?" Jimin nodded enthusiastically, agreeing. "Yeah, we sang so many songs." When Hobie's song came up, Jungkook mentioned he had a favorite, and Jimin instantly started grooving with some dance moves. On the other hand, Jungkook was a bit more shy about it, which was just too cute for words. Honestly, Jungkook practically confessed that this song was his ultimate travel buddy. It's not even an exaggeration to say they were inseparable during the trip. Speaking of which, you all remember that adorable video Jimin posted on his Instagram, right? The one where they did the chicken noodle soup challenge? I'm pretty sure that gem was filmed while they were shooting Are You Sure over in Switzerland. They must have been jamming out to that song constantly, and eventually, the mood just struck them to film it for us. Aren't we lucky? Then, the dice rolled again, and the topic landed on something you've succeeded at recently. Jimin proudly announced, "We totally succeeded in our diet!" And Jungkook just nodded along with this look like, oh yeah, the diet. Which was just too funny. Jimin got a little personal and admitted that he actually gains quite a bit of weight while he was serving in the military. He told us there's about a 10-kilogram difference between his weight then and his weight now. Can you believe that? Since the filming for Are You Sure started before they began their serious dieting, I wonder how it feels for them to watch that footage now. If you look closely at the teaser clips, I think Jimin definitely looks a little softer and squishier compared to now, which, honestly, is just devastatingly cute. The female announcer was totally shocked and asked, "Is it really that different? Can I ask how your body feels? Or what method you used?" When Jimin bluntly answered, "I just didn't eat," the poor announcer looked completely flawed. Jungkook chimed in, suggesting that cardio is super important, but Jimin insisted that as you get older, the weight just doesn't drop off without exercise. Then he got serious for a second, saying, "Our job puts us in the public eye, so this is just something we have to do." Which honestly made my heart ache a little for their dedication. You know, idols here in Japan are usually pretty hush-hush about the gritty details of dieting, but our BTS boys and other K-pop stars are always so refreshingly open and honest about it, aren't they? I bet the announcer wasn't expecting that level of candor at all. Next up, the dice rolled to food you're currently obsessed with. And would you believe Jungkook's answer? Nutella banana waffles. I was screaming. I totally didn't expect that. Talk about brand new information. Usually we hear about savory stuff, like makuksu, or recently that spicy tategi sauce. But this time it was a full-on sugary sweet. Jimin even teased him, saying, "You've always had a sweet tooth, haven't you?" Jungkook explained he saw it on YouTube and got cravings. When the announcer asked, "Do you make it yourself?" his reaction was priceless. He immediately went, "No, no, delivery, delivery!" Then he switched to Japanese to say, "Cooking is a hassle," with a laugh. I swear, he is just the cutest human being alive. Finally, the last dice roll was about something that moved you deeply. Jimin hesitated a bit, saying, "I'm not sure if I should say this," but then confessed that returning from the military was the most emotional thing for him. He said, "I'm just so incredibly happy to be back." The announcer gently asked, "Is it because you get to see the fans again?" And Jimin replied, "That is absolutely the biggest reason." Cue the tears, ARMY! To wrap things up, Jungkook beamed and said, "Today's shoot was so much fun. He asked us to look fondly on their two-man journey and to please keep supporting them and looking forward to the new album. Then Jimin added a heartfelt, "I missed you." Speaking in Japanese, he said, "I'm so grateful you waited for such a long time. Please look forward to our next album." Hearing him speak our language so sincerely really tugged at the heartstrings. Even though the segment was short, less than 10 minutes with commercials, it was absolutely packed with joy. There is just something so special and different about seeing them on glorious mainstream TV here in Japan. Even during their solo eras, the members have graced our screens many times. But I'm greedy. I want to see them appear more and more. I'll keep cheering for more appearances on Japanese TV. A huge thank you to Mezamashi TV for this treat. Oh, and here's a little fun side note for you all. Did you notice that during the commercial break, a new ad featuring Taehyung popped up? Was that planned? It might have been a total coincidence, but seeing V right there in the middle was just perfect. And one more little detail that got the internet buzzing. The narrator referred to our duo by the nickname Kookmin, which caused a bit of a stir on social media. Apparently, the intonation of Kookmin was totally different from what we fans imagine. Just listen to the narration for a second. They introduced them as the close combo fans call Kookmin, but the stress was flat, kind of like the word kokumin, citizen. Fans on social media were like, "Wait, is that how you pronounce it? Like citizen?" Personally, I've always pronounced it with the same rhythm as Pikmin, you know? Most people seem to think the intonation was off, but I saw some folks saying, "Actually, that's exactly how I say it." It's funny how we all hear it differently. Do you guys pronounce his name with a little dip at the end? Kind of like Pikmin or Kumamon? Honestly, ever since I first fell for our Kookie, I've always said it with a cute little lift at the end, like I'm calling out to him. I know some of you feel like the TV intonation sounds totally weird, while others are like, "Wait, isn't that exactly how we say it?" I mean, there's probably no perfect way, but isn't it adorable how we obsess over every little detail? I just can't help it. Just so you know, I stick with the TV style. It just feels right when I'm screaming his name, you know? Speaking of our precious Jungkook, he completely made my day by popping up on Weverse Live yesterday. Did you catch it? Watching him cook just heals my soul. And oh my God, that pasta he made looked absolutely mouthwatering. Of course, our detective armies were fast at work identifying every single ingredient he touched. You guys are amazing! He used that fancy Wakasa Obama Marumi sea urchin sauce, Rusticella d'Abruzzo linguine, soul milk, heavy cream, and that lush La Convietta AOP salted butter. For the fresh bits, he tossed in garlic, scallions, and shrimp. Simple, but you just know he made it taste like heaven. But the real superstar ingredient was that sea urchin sauce. I think the Japanese armies went absolutely feral for it. It's basically a rich uni hishio seasoning. The reaction was so crazy that the official Instagram for Wakasa Obama Marumi actually posted a story about it. They shared a screenshot of our bunnies Weverse Live, and I was honestly so touched by their sweet reaction. They proudly announced that global superstar Jungkook saw their Insta, bought their uni hishio, and cooked with it. How incredibly cute is that? It really shows the massive scale of the Jungkook effect. I'm sure they were screaming just as loud as we were. Apparently, it tastes divine on egg over rice, too. So I bet orders from our Japanese cuties are flooding in right this second. Actually, I tried peeking at their website late last night, and guess what? It was down for maintenance. I have a sneaking suspicion that you guys crashed the site with all your love and orders. That's the power of ARMY for you. Also, did you spot that one special detail in the background during the live? Everyone is buzzing about it. Obviously, we were all distracted by Jungkook's handsome face. But right there in his apartment, a Christmas tree. I know Christmas is still about a month away, But our festive boy is already prepared. I wonder how he's planning to spend the holidays this year. He looks so busy with dance rehearsals. But I really hope he gets to eat tons of delicious food and just be spoiled. Honestly, if he decided to spend Christmas doing another cooking live with us, I think I'd melt into a puddle of happiness. Looking back, our Jin finally came home to us on June 12th of last year, after we missed him since December 2022. Then our sunshine Hobie returned about 4 months later on October 17th. And finally, this year on June 10th, Namjoon and Tae came back to our arms. Followed the very next day by Jimin and Jungkook and Yoongi on June 21st. And just like that, our 7 are finally complete again. To work on the new album dropping next spring, the boys spent July and August over in LA creating magic for us. They flew back to Korea in August after wrapping up their schedule, and I'm just so relieved to have them home safe. Now we're all on the edge of our seats wondering, what's next? When do we get the world tour dates? I promise to share every juicy update about our boys the second I hear it. So stick with me. That's all for today, my loves. Thank you so much for tuning in and sharing these emotional moments with me. Make sure to subscribe so we can keep fangirling over BTS together. I love you all.